Yeah, I know I haven't made a video in a minute. I got called out on it, so this one's for you, Stefan. I got a little nugget on forgiveness. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully it's not too bad and too loud. It's kind of windy. I'm at work, about to start my shift. So I've been thinking about forgiveness and what that actually means and how can we do it? Because I'm gonna make this video multi-platform. I think not just for us in the group, but for anybody that wants to watch it. It's gonna be on Instagram too. We need to forgive. We need to get rid of that resentment. And I'm not just talking about our wives. I'm not talking about our kids. I'm just talking about everybody in general. We carry that resentment when something happens and it hurts us or pisses us off or makes us angry or whatever it is. But we carry that resentment and we carry it deep, and sometimes it's real hard to forgive somebody. I mean, if you think about the stuff that we have to forgive people for on a daily basis, most of the time it's nothing and it's easy to do. What do we do when we have a spouse that cheats on us? We have to be able to forgive them. What do we do when we have somebody that was murdered in our family and we have to forgive the murderer? Can we actually forgive people? And how does that affect us if we don't? Our wives are pissed off at us because we were assholes. Yeah, we were assholes, and now we're learning to be different. We're rebuilding ourselves. Our wives have to learn how to forgive us, especially if there's any chance of reconciliation. And I know that, following the program, doing what we do, rebuilding us, that there's a good chance they're going to come along and they're going to forgive us anyway, once they see. But even if not, and they decide to move on, we decide to move on, whatever the case may be, there has to be a level of forgiveness, because if not, you're going to carry this hurt with us everywhere. I can only imagine the damage that does to us internally. Our vibration is going to be way off all the time because we're carrying around this burden of unforgiveness, and that's going to increase. That's got to increase our chances for heart attacks, strokes, anxiety. This goes for everybody watching this right now. This is something that we're all dealing with. We're all carrying it. Man, woman, child, it doesn't matter. If we don't learn how to forgive, we're going to carry this around with us the rest of our lives. I have a cousin that was murdered. He was stabbed to death. He was 21. I loved him to death. He was one of my favorite cousins. I had to learn how to internally forgive his murderer over stupid shit. Over stupid shit. 2 kids lost their lives. One lost his life physically, my cousin, and the other one lost his life and is in prison. 2 kids. I mean, how do you forgive that, right? Well, the way we forgive that, I think, we have to be able to put ourselves in the other person's shoes, first of all. So, you men watching this right now, take a minute. Put yourself in your wife's shoes. Think about how big of an asshole you were to her. Think about everything you did to her. You didn't listen to her. Didn't let her feel validated, heard, understood, appreciated, valued. You treated her like shit. Maybe some of you cheated on her. Sorry. But maybe, gosh, there's just so much. Maybe, I mean, there's so much you did. So much you did to your wife. Yeah, maybe, your wife cheated on you because you didn't listen, because you were an asshole. Maybe there was physical abuse. Maybe there was mental and emotional abuse. You have to be able to forgive them for everything they've done as well, just so you can move forward as a man and you could rebuild yourself. They have to be able to forgive us so they can move forward. And just, I mean, think about letting all that stuff, all that, the resentment towards somebody, letting that all off of your chest. I mean, just think about letting that all off of your chest every day. You know, the guy cut you off in the freeway, you know, like, most of us are dealing with that with our bullets. But in the event something more than that happens, you got to be able to forgive that person. Or what if, you know, your words come out wrong to your wife and she gets pissed off? She's got to be able to forgive you because your words come out wrong. Her words come out wrong. We got to be able to forgive them. Our kids, they make a mistake. We got to be able to forgive them. Because if not, man, this stuff builds up. We carry it with us. I don't want to get all, you know, churchy and you know, talking about the Bible and stuff, but you know, I mean, I know the Bible, and I'm sure other books too, whether it's the Quran or you know, whatever other religions are out there. There's got to be somewhere it talks about forgiveness. I know in the Bible it does, and I can't remember what book it is or where, you know, where it's at in the book, but everybody's heard it just about, where Jesus says, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." As they're crucifying the man, as they're killing the man, he forgives them. So why is it so hard? Why can't you look internally enough to forgive any trespasses, any hurt that somebody did to you or gave you? Put yourself in the shoes of your wife or your husband, your son, your daughter. Put yourself in their shoes. Look at it from their perspective. Feel what they felt. Why they did what they did. You know, like I said, if you were such an asshole to your wife, put yourself in her shoes for a minute. How in the hell would you feel? How would you feel every time that you wanted to share something, your husband got pissed off at you, turned it around, and was being a complete fucking asshole? How would you feel? You're going to lie to him. I understand that. I understand what happens. More than anything, I understand what happens now. And what happens now is I have to forgive. And I've already forgiven my wife for anything she said she's done, anything she did, anything she's not telling me she did. It doesn't matter. Because I love my wife unconditionally, I forgive her unconditionally. I forgive my kids unconditionally. I love my kids. I love my stepson. I love my stepdaughter. I love my oldest son. I love my daughter-in-law, my son-in-law, my daughter, and my grandbabies. Absolutely love them to death. And I forgive all of them for anything that's happened. I hope they can forgive me for being an asshole too. I hope you guys take something from this. Anybody watching this, like I said, this is mostly for you guys in the group, but this is I'm gonna go multi-platform with this one, because this one is important. Forgiveness. Because if not, your health is going to suffer. The people around you are going to suffer with your resentment and your anger and your hatred towards somebody. And let's get rid of that shit, man. Let's start by forgiving everybody right now. And you know, anybody watching this, but let's start by forgiving right now. Forgiving everybody. Get that off your chest. Get your health back in check. Get everybody back in order. I forgive you. Alright, man. Peace out. Again, Stefan, this one's for you, bud.